if you're a comedian, you have to protect free speech.
Yeah.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when it comes to this argument, the Biden administration was terrifying for free speech. They were actively attacking people that were posting truth on social media and attacking them and trying to get their posts removed.
All right, buckle up, because Joe Rogan just went nuclear on woke Democrats. And this time, the blast radius is massive in a fiery back and forth with comedian Bridget Fedesi.
You know there's fraud in Medicare and Medicaid. The American people have sensed this and they feel like there's corruption, but I think they've just hopelessly kind of surrendered because I'm a middle class mom who works, who has a kid, who who has time to fight this?
The government knows you're too busy paying bills and raising kids to track their corruption, so they weaponize distraction. Joe didn't hold back.
Like a big part of the whole left-wing narrative that has overlaid our country over the last, 8 years, 10 years, is all propaganda funded by our own government.
That's right.
This is why Trump won the election. People don't really believe in these things. The amount of people that think that transgender biological males should be competing against your daughter in sports is so small.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not millions. It's not a movement. It's a niche Twitter mob screaming into the void. But the government propped it up like a beach ball at a concert. Keep it bouncing in the air. Keep the headlines hot. Keep people screaming at each other about bathrooms while the real damage happens behind the curtain.
But yet our own government was propping it up. And why are they propping it up? Because it's a beach ball at a concert. You keep it tossing up in the air and everybody's distracted.
And Rogan laid it out clearly. Here's the stuff they keep going. Abortion.
Overturning Roe v. Wade is so great for business.
Yeah.
Because now it's like the battlegrounds and women's rights and their lives are at stake. Okay, that's one. Gay marriage, that's a huge one. They're going to take away gay marriage. Oh my God, bounce that beach ball. That's a gigantic one. War is a giant one. All these different things are just beach balls, and they toss them around every now and again. In the meanwhile, they're just siphoning billions of dollars. Zelensky just said he's missing $100 billion in the $177 billion that we supposedly sent.
Yeah, just missing. Like you misplaced your AirPods, only it's $100 billion taxpayer dollars. No big deal. Bridget reminded everyone.
There's something weird too about Haiti, where it's like only 2% of the money actually went there. It's great. Americans give away a lot of their hard-earned money because they are actually kind-hearted and want to donate to countries that are. And then you find out it's like some trans performance. There is a lot of nonsense.
A lot of nonsense.
Exactly. Americans donate because they care. But while you're Venmoing $20 to hurricane victims, politicians are pocketing your cash and handing out contracts to their friends. It's not foreign aid, it's legalized theft dressed up with rainbow flags. Rogan cut through the bull.
What it is an enormous slush fund.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And unaccountability and money just coming and going and flowing. And it's
circular.
All circular. Donating to the Democrats. The United States government funds them. They donate to the Democratic Party. The whole thing is wild.
This isn't politics. This is a mob operation in broad daylight. And when whistleblowers and blockchain sleuths finally traced the money trail, the Democrats' defense was priceless. Oh well, Trump was worse. Classic playground logic. Yeah, I stole $10, but Johnny stole $50. Except nobody's buying it anymore. The corruption is too obvious, too big, too undeniable. Then came the media hypocrisy. Bridget laughed at the absurdity.
The audacity to accuse you, who just has people you like on your podcast, to suddenly be state media when you literally have had state media working with the state in conjunction for a decade.
Yeah, at least, and probably a lot more longer than that.
I'm grateful that you had me on MAGA state media. Thank you for allowing me.
You had to get that out.
Because I see it all the time. All the time. And it's hilarious to me in light of how much money goes to funding. sponsored by Pfizer.
And she's dead right. Rogan has been called MAGA state media for having open conversations with guests across the spectrum. Meanwhile, CNN, MSNBC, NPR, 60 Minutes, they're not just biased, they're basically DNC PR firms. But the guy who talks about elk meat and DMT on Spotify is the dangerous propagandist. Please, Rogan doubled down.
Well, Trump was just sort of like the accelerant. He was the gasoline that got thrown on the fire, so we got to see like how this thing worked.
Bridget agreed.
I voted for him.
Yeah, I did too.
I came
Well,
out.
openly. I endorsed him. I was like, this has got to stop. This is crazy. Also,
Yeah.
he's not what you guys said he was. He's just not.
I put a video out like the Friday before the election because I voted for him early, and I was Hillary in 2016, no one in 2020, and Trump in 2024. So like, I don't care how people vote. When people do whatever you want. I was only being honest, and it was weird to come out and say that as a comedian, because I don't think that comedians should really be political. But on the other hand, it felt dishonest because I had been so openly kind of torn about voting for him.
And there's the shift that terrifies the left. Comedians, podcasters, even lifelong liberals saying enough is enough. The party that once screamed about free speech is now the one policing it. Remember the vaccine smear campaign? Legacy Media tried to cancel Rogan by claiming he was taking horse dewormer. CNN made it sound like he was downing buckets of livestock meds between elk hunts. In reality, he had a doctor-prescribed treatment, but facts don't matter when the goal is censorship. Cancel culture doesn't argue. It smears, silences, and destroys. And then came the darkest part of the conversation, the detransitioners. Bridget admitted,
I've interviewed many detransitioners. Those interviews keep me up at night. They haunt me. There's too many of them already, and one is too many. And I think a lot of Americans were like, we're putting a stop to this. We have to stop this nonsense. It's crazy. We're sterilizing children.
this isn't some debate club topic. These are lives permanently scarred. Kids convinced by activists and experts that they were born in the wrong body, pushed into surgeries and hormones they now regret for life. The media called it empowerment. In reality, it was exploitation. These kids aren't changing their minds. They're waking up from a nightmare. And the cherry on top, the same activists who pushed it refuse to admit the damage. They don't apologize. They don't stop. They double down. Meanwhile, the Biden administration kept pumping out culture war distractions while quietly weaponizing programs like Medicaid and USAID as their private slush funds. On the soapbox, they preach morality and transparency. Behind closed doors, it's fraud, kickbacks, and deals that would make the mafia blush. Virtue signaling by day, corruption by night. And all the while, Democrats have been waiting for Trump to slip. They've been licking their lips, praying for a scandal. But here's the problem. He hasn't given them that moment. Instead, he's delivering wins, signing protections for women's sports, staying on message, and watching polls shift in his favor. Bridget nailed it.
And that this is why Trump won, is because all of these influencers are red pilling people, and not, it's an easy way to not take any responsibility for how you've pushed men away from your party, how you've failed to get moderates in any sense of the way. Even just yesterday, you had the Trump photo op with him signing the rights for women to compete against just women. That is how
Crazy.
did you? Yeah. How
He's
did you
the big
lose that?
feminist. He's Donald Trump's the biggest feminist president ever just by signing that.
Yeah, I
thing.
know.
And he's right. In today's upside-down world, Trump defending women's sports makes him more feminist than the left's activists screaming, abolish gender. The Democrats' biggest fear isn't that Trump will crash, it's that he won't. Every day he stays on track, their attacks lose power, their smears fall flat, their whole narrative crumbles. And when voters see results instead of rhetoric, the old tricks don't work anymore. That's the panic setting in. They don't fear Trump the clown, they fear Trump the competent. And they don't fear Rogan the podcaster, they fear Rogan the truth teller. Because every time these guys speak, the illusion breaks. And that, my friends, is why this episode hit like a nuke. Free speech, corruption, woke destruction, billions siphoned away. And the Democrats? Everyone senses the corruption now. Regular Americans, moms, workers, families feel powerless because who has time to fight a government that launders billions while telling you silence is violence? Meanwhile, Trump keeps delivering wins. If you're tired of the lies, the gaslighting, and the endless circus of woke distractions, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think Rogan is spot on, or is he just stirring the pot? Either way, one thing's for sure, the 2024 political season is about to get spicier than a Fauci email leak.